Welcome back. Right now, 1 in every 6 couples in the U.S. is being impacted by infertility. And this number is actually growing due to a number of couples putting off having a family because of their careers. For more on the treatments available for this condition, I'm joined by Mindy from Lotus Blossom Consulting. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
And Mindy, you flew in from Chicago. Tell us a little bit about your business and kind of how it started.
Well, my business started after my own infertility experience about 15 years ago, and I realized at that time that there was really no patient advocate in the industry. And so over the years of working in the industry, in 2005 I opened my own company to be that patient advocate. And since then my company has grown internationally, and I help couples today through the surrogacy process, egg donation process, anything that involves third-party reproduction.
And there's so many options out there that maybe some couples wouldn't even think about. I mean, we're talking about surrogacy, which before was kind of a taboo topic. You wouldn't even consider a surrogate mom, but that's happening more now.
It's happening a lot more. With delayed childbearing also comes complications for women, sometimes uterine issues that preclude them from being able to carry a pregnancy. And so surrogacy has become a much more popular option, especially gestational surrogacy, where the embryo is not at all related to the surrogate mom. So it gives you more legal protection, as well as more opportunities to have your own biological child.
And you talk about that with your clients too, because it's more issues involved in this than just talking with your doctor. There is understanding your insurance, and then also the financial implications. Kind of talk about the whole process that you guys go through.
Well, what I really try to do for my clients is put together a very multidisciplinary, unbiased team approach to infertility, and it starts with the financial and estate planning, paying for treatment. What are your insurance benefits? What are benefits that the surrogate may or may not have, and how do we mitigate those financial risk factors?
And you're working with people all across the U.S., so here in South Carolina, here in Charleston, if we wanted help, what do we do?
Well, there's some fabulous fertility centers here. Southeastern is one of them, and my recommendation is always get a diagnostic workup from a specialist, the reproductive endocrinologist, to know exactly what your treatment options are, and then explore those options and make decisions that are emotionally and financially and physically comfortable for you.
I noticed on your website you kind of also do talk about the emotional process, because there is an emotional element to this for women. I think because, you know, we are so tied to the fact that we can be mothers. I imagine that it can be emotionally very tough.
It is emotionally difficult, especially when you're not able to use your own biological material to have an offspring. And so I think what's really important is that women need to understand what are their options. They need to understand that fertility begins to decrease at 27 and to plan accordingly.
It is amazing, 27. I mean, it's younger than most of us would think.
It is, and most of us aren't even married at the age of 27.
Well, because a lot of people are waiting to get married these days, and then after that, then, you know, waiting to establish careers and waiting to have kids. Well, what type of statistics are you seeing these days as far as how long are women waiting to have children?
Well, fertility begins to decrease at 27. By 35, fertility is decreased by about 50%. So there are significant declines after 35, and that delayed childbearing is what's causing women to have all these issues and then have to turn to options such as egg donor and or surrogacy.
What are some of the options that you talk about on your website for women?
Well, egg donation, which is using eggs from a donor who's between the ages of 21 and 32, significantly maximizes your chances of success, obviously, because you're using a woman in prime fertility.
And in some of the others, we talked about the surrogacy earlier. That was another option. What are some others?
Well, if it's a male factor issue, then there's sperm donor. If you are a woman who's concerned about preserving her fertility, then egg freezing might be a fabulous option for you.
Do you see more women doing that now as we're all waiting to have babies until later?
I see more women putting eggs in the freezer, hoping that they never need to use them, but it's nice to know that you have those options later on.
So many options for men and women these days dealing with this issue. Tell us how to contact you and get more information if we're watching today and want to do that.
Absolutely. My website is lotusblossomconsulting.com, and you can reach me at 877-881-2333. 2685.
All right, well, we're lucky to have you in town and sharing your expertise with us before you head back to the Windy City.
Thank you so much.
Hopefully we can bring you a little bit of warm weather. All right, thanks for being with us. Well, still to come here on Low Country Live, we're getting an insider's look at what it takes to compete at the famous Westminster Dog Show. We're talking with the owners of Bo, the English Setter. That's next.